Hello and welcome back to the Delta Reviewer channel. Hope you're doing great. Today I am super excited to be able to show you the Panlos brick Mechagodzilla from Godzilla vs. Kong. He is officially licensed from Toho Legendary under the MonsterVerse banner and features 2,401 pieces in order to build him. Now he was a lot of fun to build, but I would definitely say this is more of a display piece than a play piece. This is he's a bit fragile in a lot of areas, as you'll come to see as I'm trying to show him out and stuff. So I'm gonna begin with articulation. So he's fully detailed, and we'll go into the detail in a second. But his head has an opening jaw, can look up and down. You can move this spine out of the way to give him some side-to-side movement. You can give him additional side-to-side movement from his neck swivel. And yeah, so that's there. He has the shoulder pads, which move to accommodate the arm. There are also these little panels back here that move. You can move the arms out and forward, and see, here's one of the things. So this is one of the issues with this figure, is that right there at the arm it likes to pop out. Anyway, so goes forward, side, and then at the arm, if you go against the instructions and just flip which joints they tell you to put here, you just get that better view. You have the ball looking one on the bottom, then you can get more range out of it. Okay, all right, he really doesn't want to work with me today, but I knew that was going to be the case. He's a real patience tester whenever you're trying to pose him, even when trying to pose him. So you can bring the arm up. You have some swivel now if you do the mod. Then you even have the rotating wrist, moving fingers, and individual moving fingers is here as well. So right here and right there. So that's that. He has these hip pads that move out of the way for the legs. We're gonna push those up for now. And then he also has these missile pods which rotate a bit, but they're really meant to stay in place. Take a look at the tail before anything else. The tail has articulation here, so that means that you can go backward, forward, up. So here, 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 here. Oh wait, no, I meant this one. And then this one as well. And then this tail segment as well. You can spin that one just like in the movie, so that's very cool. And while I was trying to show you that, his other arm, the one I wasn't even displaying and showing you guys, fell off. How fun. Part of me wants to leave it off for the rest of the review, but he just looks much cooler with two arms, right? Well, I guess it's movie accurate somewhat, right? Anyway, so right here at the legs, he also has a gear system. So he has two little tooth gears on either side that provide friction for this turntable. That is how his legs move. You can also swivel them outwards and inwards a bit. So yeah. One little side note is that over time, if you keep doing this just by grabbing it from here, see his leg starts to shift. So you're going to want to make sure to push this piece down and up to lock it into place every here and there. He has some bicep, sorry, not bicep. He has some knee rotation, and it can also go forward and backward. There's a knee pad that moves. Then right here at the feet, you have this shin guard that moves up here and right here. So right there and here as well. Each of the toes are articulated on one ball joint, and then they have one claw, and they have one ligament that goes up to the top. So all of those move like that. And then this is all on a ball joint. All right. So is that it for articulation? Yes, I believe I've gone over all of his articulation. Why? It's not a Delta reviewer video if the camera doesn't fall. Or was it if the light doesn't fall? No, it's the light. We've had no problem with the light so far today, so yes, there's that. Anyway, so as you've seen, he is a little finicky in some parts, and that is mostly due to him having to work with such a large size. I should note that he comes with accessories as well. See how he was trying to fall there? He's a little top heavy. Open his mouth, you can put this Proton Scream accessory in, like so, if it wants to. There we go. And that looks really good. I like how that looks. It's kind of like an expanding beam is what they were going for by using the kind of spike ball there. So that's what's going on there. And I really appreciate that. I think that looks great. And then what else? I guess now we can talk about the quality. I feel like there were a few times where the pieces were a little weak in some cases. Like for instance, this piece, normally in a Lego set you wouldn't have much troubles, but these ones you can physically see them stressing. Visibly see them stressing. That's something to note. That's nothing that can't be replaced with an actual Lego brick because they are cross-compatible. That should be noted. He is fragile, as you noticed, as I was trying to do that, and that wasn't me being rough on it. That was me just trying to show you the figure. So he is fragile. The pieces that like to fall off whenever you're messing around with him is this piece likes to come off. These ligaments in between the legs love to pop off as well. But right now they're sticking on fine, just because. That's absolutely beautiful. Only because I'm showing you that's how it goes. But you know, there are other things too, and you've seen how he's a little top heavy in some aspects. Some of his spines on the tail like to fall off whenever too much pressure is applied. So he's not a toy. He's definitely more of a collector's piece, and that's a shame, but also not at the same time, depending on why you want to get this guy. Even posing him can be a bit of a challenge sometimes. So to move along, yeah, the quality of the pieces are actually fine. They're as tight or just a little less than Lego pieces are tight to each other. And then if I had to say, there were a few bricks that came dirty, but it seemed with printing, which was odd. Nothing that a little disinfectant wipe couldn't get off. And then what else? Some pieces were quote unquote missing because I would have to, my growing extra piece pile, I'd have to be adding some pieces from there because I couldn't find them in the bags. So that's exactly why even Lego themselves include extra pieces. So overall, he's good. He's very good. He's very nice. A lot of mechanical detailing that is movie accurate, mind you. I looked at the detail and they did the best that they possibly could, and they did a very good job. Especially like these, kind of compartments right here. The tail is also very nice because they try to put multiple segments in one, even though they have different ones. So it's like 2 segments here, 2 segments here, 3 here, even though there's only one ball joint there and one here. So it's little things like that that really show the care that went into designing this thing. It's not like there was no care at all. It's not what I'm trying to say whenever I bring up things about how it's fragile. So size comparison, here he is compared to the Playmates Mechagodzilla. So this is from the Godzilla vs. Kong toy line that Playmates made. And then here he is next to, this is the biggest Kong I have, so this is him next to the Playmates Kong, so obviously not to scale. And then again, here he is next to my Lego Godzilla that I made, that I designed, and that is on Lego Ideas. Go support that. I'll put the link for that as well in the description. So you can see, not even taller than his leg. And then here he is next to the Lego Mechagodzilla that I designed a while back. Y'all thought I forgot about this? No, I didn't. Here it is. It's a bit taller than the other Godzilla, as you can see there. So it's nice to see them both together, but definitely this one is better detail-wise. But of course, it's not like they were trying to design it from one other set. And then for the last size comparison, just because he's so big, I need to show something else as large as him or larger, is the Lego Optimus Prime that I reviewed and did a live stream on. Well, I haven't done a review on him yet, but that'll be coming soon. Anyway, there's him next to Optimus Prime. Let's take the Proton Scream accessory out of his mouth. So Optimus Prime is taller than him, and you can even see that Optimus is actually behind Mechagodzilla. So yeah, that's it for size comparisons. And finally, now my final rating of this figure. So I really wanted to give this thing 10 out of 10. I really did. But then, really, the things that kept me from doing that were the color of him. I feel it's a bit too dark. If you're not going to use a metallic painted bricks, if you're not going to do that, that's fine. I get that. But if you're going to try and make a metallic character, use the lightest shade of gray possible, not the darkest. That being said, this color has grown on me a bit, and I now like it more than I originally first did whenever I first saw him. What else? His problems with being fragile in some parts, a point had to be knocked out because of that. Definitely because, it's important, even if you're just posing this guy and displaying him, you need to be able to know that it's going to be secure, it's not going to break on you, and then you're going to have to do a whole building project again. Or even that it's just sitting on your shelf and you want it to be on there good and safe. So that being said, I think this Mechagodzilla is a solid 8 out of 10. I'm only knocking points off for the way he breaks and the color. Like I said, the color isn't as big a deal as I feel the fact is if he could hold himself up more, if he could keep himself steady, because it's kind of like a game between trying to balance him on his 2 legs and his tail. And I'm showing him off, and I have this hip piece here off to the side because it fell off. This piece fell off a little bit ago. I don't even know where it came off of, and I built this thing, so I think this is a great set. If you want to go for it, I will leave the link where I got it down below. And just heads up, it was $50 with $40 shipping, so it was something around $95 when all was said and done. Compared to Lego prices, that's and how many pieces we have in this set, like Lego would pay way more for this. Lego would pay like $250 minimum for a set like this. So yeah, and that's about really all that I can say about this figure. Not that it's missing, but do I think he's better than the SH Monster Arts Mechagodzilla? Yes, he is most definitely better than that, because for one thing, he comes with a Proton Scream accessory. He's got less articulation, but you kind of gotta be like, well, you have the whole building experience instead, you know? And it's not like he has terrible posability. He's got more than this Mechagodzilla, that's for sure. So, overall, yeah, definitely a solid 8 out of 10. I